I'm telling you right now, this is why we love NASCAR. Because just when you think you've got a driver figured out, just when the narrative feels locked in, something happens that completely flips the script. This week, something happened at the biggest stage in American motorsport that had fans buzzing, critics scrambling, and one driver proving a whole lot of people wrong, even if the final result doesn't show it. And if you're a real NASCAR fan, you know this race isn't just another Sunday. It's legacy, it's pressure, it's where reputations are made or shattered. What we witnessed out there wasn't just a run at the front, it was a statement. But then, Daytona did what Daytona always does. Before we break it all down, if you're a true NASCAR fan who lives for moments like this, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to NASCAR Nation Report. We're a new channel trying to build something real here, and we're pushing toward 5,000 subscribers. If you love honest NASCAR talk from people who actually watch every lap, you're in the right place. Now, let's talk about what really went down. The guy who shook up the entire 2026 Daytona 500 was Shane Van Gisbergen. Yes, that Shane Van Gisbergen. The three-time Supercars champion from New Zealand, the road course assassin, the outsider that some fans still weren't fully sold on when it comes to ovals. And honestly, coming into this race, there were still question marks. We all remember his Cup debut win at the Chicago Street Race in 2023. First start, no warm-up tour, no easing into it, just shows up and wins. That was insane. Then he backs it up with wins in Mexico City in 2025 and the Charlotte Roval later that year, stacking up 6 road course wins in the Cup Series and 4 more in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. But the critics kept saying it. He's just a road course guy. He can't handle superspeedways. He won't survive Daytona. And if we're being fair, his first Daytona 500 in 2025 didn't exactly silence that talk. He got caught up early, limped around laps down, and it was forgettable. So, 2026? This felt different. You could tell he wanted redemption, and it didn't even start pretty. All 3 Trackhouse Racing cars struggled in qualifying. SVG qualified 37th. Ross Chastain was 34th. Connor Zilisch was 23rd. That's not exactly the kind of starting position that screams future Daytona contender. But superspeedway racing isn't just about qualifying speed. It's about patience. It's about trust. It's about drafting partners. And SVG has been open about still learning how to make friends in the draft, which I respect, by the way. A lot of drivers wouldn't admit that. Then came the Duel races. He starts 19th in Duel 1, saves fuel, stays calm, late caution, pits, lines up 8th for overtime, barely avoids a multi-car wreck on the final lap and finishes 6th. That locked him into 13th on the grid for Sunday. Momentum shift. Race day? Absolute chaos before the green flag even dropped. Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, Chris Buescher, and William Byron all had to go to backup cars and start from the rear. The grid gets shuffled. Tension everywhere. And then, get this. Before the race even starts, SVG has an issue with his heel protectors coming loose inside the car. Daytona nerves already cranked up and you're dealing with that? Not ideal. But once that green flag dropped, man, he went to work. Within just a few laps, he was already up to 3rd. 3 wide racing in brutal wind conditions. Commentators were saying these were some of the strongest gusts ever at a Daytona 500. And he looked calm, composed, aggressive, but controlled. When BJ McLeod had a tire failure early and triggered the first caution, SVG was already mixing it up in the top 5. And the win that day? That made those cars twitchy. Now, one wrong move and you're in the fence. Yet he kept holding the top lane, the preferred line, like he'd been doing this for years. Sure, he got shuffled back during green flag pit stops. That's Daytona. But he cycled back into the top 10. The speed was real. Then there was that moment with William Byron. SVG gives him a push in the draft. Byron gets a little sideways and brushes the wall. And immediately SVG radios in, asking his team to apologize to the 24 car. That right there tells you what kind of racer he is. Hard racer, but respectful. Stage 1 ends with him 25th after pitting late. But the car was strong. Stage 2? That's when things got serious. He restarts 25th after taking 4 tires. By lap 32 of the stage, he's already 5th on the inside lane. Then suddenly he and his teammate Ross Chastain are side by side at the front of the field. And behind SVG, Kyle Larson pushing. That outside lane forms up. Momentum builds. And then, boom! Shane Van Gisbergen takes the lead of the Daytona 500. Let that sink in. The guy critics said couldn't run ovals, leading the biggest oval race in the world. He led 3 laps. Chastain led 11 after that. Trackhouse was controlling the front. SVG looked comfortable, confident. He was running top 5 at halfway with Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Austin Cindric, and Ryan Blaney. And then, Daytona happened. 6 laps left in Stage 2. Denny Hamlin tries to clear Justin Allgaier in the tri-oval. There's no room. Allgaier spins hard, and what follows is a 17-car pileup. Cars stacking up like dominoes. SVG runs into the back of Kyle Larson, then spins, then hits his own teammate Chastain. The number 97 ends up in the infield grass with a blown right rear tire and heavy damage. Just like that, from leading the Daytona 500 to 2 laps down in 32nd. That's the heartbreak of this place. They get the car patched up. He's running as the lucky dog. First car 1 lap down. With 8 laps to go, a caution flies after contact involving Corey Heim, Denny Hamlin, and Christopher Bell. SVG gets the free pass. Back to 1 lap down. 4 laps to go. Green flag. Final lap? More chaos. Carson Hocevar wrecks while leading. Chase Elliott gets caught up. Cars crashing everywhere. Through it all, Tyler Reddick finds a lane and wins the 2026 Daytona 500. SVG crosses the line in 30th, 1 lap down. And if you just look at the box score, it looks like nothing special. But if you watch that race, you know. He led over 120 laps at the front. He ran with the best superspeedway racers in the world. He controlled lanes. He took pushes. He gave pushes. He learned in real time. That wasn't a fluke. That wasn't survival. That was a statement. The road course-only narrative? It's cracking. Does he still have things to learn? Absolutely. Superspeedway racing is brutal. But now the garage knows he can run up front at Daytona. And that matters heading into the rest of the season. It changes how drivers draft with him. It changes how teams view Trackhouse. It changes playoff conversations down the road if he keeps stacking points like that. Sometimes growth doesn't show up in the finishing position. Sometimes it shows up in respect. And I promise you, after Sunday, he earned a lot of that. So, what do you think? Was this the race that officially proves he belongs on ovals? Or do you still need to see more? If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to NASCAR Nation Report. We're a new channel trying to build a real community of hardcore fans, and we're chasing that first 5,000 subscribers. If you love honest, passionate NASCAR talk, no fluff, no corporate tone, this is home. And after what we saw at Daytona, this season is just getting started.